Hello, America. I am still alive, still not sniffing glue, even though the Cowboys lost yesterday. Thank you, Dak Prescott. I got one additional week of football because of you, and no more. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more in the recap of the NFL divisional round of the playoffs here on the Odds Brothers podcast, episode number 49. And yes, the other guy that you normally see in here, he decided to stick in town this time. Oh, Kevo, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Welcome to the Odds Brothers Podcast. Follow the Odds Brothers Podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google, and YouTube. Now here are the hosts of the show, Moneyline Mark.
I'm not a smart man.
And Point Spread Shane.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
Well, welcome here.
Oh, boy. Hang on a second. Let me look behind me. Nope. There's no more TP hanging around. A.K.A. Dallas Gear.
Yeah.
Hey, it's gone.
Be the last season or until next year.
Oh, yeah.
I think you'll see it. Yeah. Well, in any case, what?
I'll wait till the game until we talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, for a guy that supposedly is a Dallas fan.
What'd I tell you?
What'd you tell me?
Not until they sell the team.
Not even his son.
No.
It's got to be out of the Joneses.
Yes.
You might as well pick another damn team. Oh, let me guess, Kansas City?
Well, I say it depends on who wins the Super Bowl. I'll put that hat on that day.
So will many folks. You know, when the Rams won, I saw a lot of Ram hats I never saw before.
I haven't supported Dallas financially since they won their last Super Bowl.
Really? Back in the mid-'90s? So after 1 year, the next year, you were
I was born in 94, so yes.
Yeah, 1884, 94, whatever that might be. I'll believe that before anything. Hey, by the way, still not sponsored by Cheez-Its.
I know. I keep looking behind me.
Kyle?
Come on, Kyle.
Get the damn Cheez-Its thing going, can you?
Sign that contract with Cheez-Its.
I'm hungry.
I want the mixed box.
All right, you hungry to go over some recapped action?
Oh, I'm hungry.
This weekend? All right.
I did
One way
well.
or the other. All right, let's get it to the recap of the first game anyway. Jacksonville at Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Here we come.
Kansas City.
27-20, a lot closer than a lot of people thought. I thought, really, when we talked about 10 points, 9 or 10 points was going to be the way this is. I hesitated on the 8.5, but I gave in because I really thought 9 or 10 is what the final margin of victory is going to be. But alas, no floating heads on either graphic because we both took Kansas City here. Mark, what was your, I guess, takeaways from this game?
I think you would have seen two floating heads if Mahomes didn't get that high ankle sprain. I'm shocked he was still able to go out there and play. And with him being kind of isolated, kind of like a Tom Brady, he can't move around like he used to in that game. I think that hurt them, but obviously not enough to lose the game, but they would have covered. We would have seen two heads there. I strongly believe that.
And alas, did not.
No.
I can't remember where the over-under. I know we split on that. We both took the Chiefs.
You won and I lost it. You had it under. I had it over.
Yeah. All right. Well, 47 points total there. You see Mahomes, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions there. Travis Kelce, look at that line, 14 catches.
I know, it's crazy. I mean, did you listen to the commentators when they're talking like, how can you leave him wide open?
Yeah.
I agree. How can you? Did you not watch film?
There's basically one guy on the entire team you need to cover with 2 people, and they didn't seem to get that memo at all. So he gets 2 touchdown grabs in the middle of all that, too. So,
and I wasn't really impressed with Jacksonville's defense. Why didn't they pressure Mahomes more to try to flush him out because he's not running anywhere?
Yeah, we'll talk about that defensive one because I have a good one about Dallas, too, that to me you had, even if it was a day less than what San Francisco had, the way you look at film, same thing. Kansas City, you keep Mahomes in the pocket as much as you can, and you cover Travis Kelce, and good things happen.
Yeah.
Now, despite all of that, they actually played a hell of a game to keep it within 7. So, at the end of the day, I mean, Trevor Lawrence threw a Dak pass near the end when they were potentially going in for the lead or tie. I can't remember when it was in that fourth quarter that he threw that pick along the sideline.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have thrown the pass at all.
Who was the commentators on that game? Do you remember?
I thought that was Chris Collinsworth and maybe Mike Tirico or Al Michaels, one of the two.
It sounds like something Chris would say, but I don't know if you listened to it close enough. But at some point during the third, maybe the beginning of the fourth quarter, you hear him say King Lawrence. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
What's so great about him?
I don't know.
Takes more than one.
It does. I see the flashes, I'll be honest. And he's young, and he got a coach finally, and a quarterback coach at that. So next year will be a big one for them because they do have some picks and some cap room still, and they're young. So if they go ahead and get another offensive lineman and a couple more edge rushers, I would say, or something that can apply pressure to the QB.
They need to work on the defense a little because you can't give up 27 points a game. No. I'm not saying that's what they gave up every game, but they got to work on it.
No, you're right, and they almost did. I mean, even in the Dallas win that they had against Dallas, Dallas scored 30 basically. So, yeah, way too many points to be considered a championship club. But nevertheless, if you're a Jacksonville fan or you hopped over there because of Pittsburgh not making it, Kelly, you have a lot to be thankful for, I guess, and at least something to look forward to because it's been a lot of years, really. Since the Blake Bortles era, I guess, that you've had something to root for.
So let me ask you this.
In the playoffs.
This is a tough question. Do you think Kelly now wears a Chiefs hat?
Ooh, stay tuned. If it does, we will bring it to you right here on the Ons Brothers podcast, which, by the way, like and subscribe. We'd appreciate
That's right. Ring that bell for notifications.
That's right. Word is we got another subscriber, Mark.
We did?
Yeah.
All right.
Right off a phone.
We're up to 20s.
Something. Just in time for the stretch run in the football.
All right.
All right, that's enough of that game. Let's go on to the next game, Philadelphia and New York. Philadelphia just slapped them. Silly.
Yeah. And what did you say the Giants were? The fake ID?
Fake ID.
Big brother of the fake ID?
Yeah, they were the ones that are 19-year-olds using their 21-year-old brother's fake ID to get into bars. And hey, Saquon, is that your franchise QB now? 15 to 27, 135 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception for Daniel Jones. Danny Dimes, he is a free agent. It will be interesting. I almost think that they are in a position they have to bring him back because the Giants don't have a draft pick high enough, I think, to get you a quarterback that's any better than him right now. And then on a opposite side, I guess they could make a big splash and try to bring a Aaron Rodgers trade in because I think Green Bay is actually open to that idea, but that's a massive salary for a couple of years. Or you run it back and see if you can get a little better with everybody. I think their defense is okay, but as you can see, when you run against a real team, they get scored upon every single time.
Here's how I see New York Giants facing the upcoming year, the next football season.
Okay.
Leave everything the same.
So you think they'll sign Daniel Jones? I know they'll sign Saquon Barkley back.
Yeah.
With his 9 for 61 line there. They need receivers. Somebody that threatens to blow the top off the defense. They got a good bunch of like 2s and 3s kind of receivers, but they don't have an alpha dog there.
If they lose Barkley, that'll be a fun one to have me come on and tell you how many wins they're going to have for the season.
3.
If they're relying on Jones for passing, come on.
All right. On the opposite side, Jalen Hurts, 16 to 24, so he didn't throw a whole lot. 154 yards is all 2 touchdowns. Key stat here, no interceptions. And the weird thing is usually you see Jalen Hurts' name in the second line here, but Kenneth Gainwell, 12 for 112.
Well, I think they wanted to make sure he stayed healthy.
Yes, because something tells me that shoulder's going to require surgery that would take him out, so they're not doing it until after the season's done.
Yeah.
And if you're the San Francisco 49ers, and you saw the way this game played with the type of passes they throw, you suck everybody up within 15 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Well, I think Eagles' defense dominates.
San Fran?
I just mean period. It don't matter who they're playing. They have so many great defensive linemen.
Yeah.
I think everybody had a sack.
Yeah.
Against the Giants. Don't get me wrong, Giants aren't that great. You know what I mean? Their offensive line isn't that great. But the defense of the Eagles, I think they're going to have something for that inside route for the 49ers. Might want to change that game plan up.
They might.
Between the numbers, that's all they're doing. Between the hashes, running, boop.
You got pretty 2 decent coaches going into that NFC Championship game. Should see a heck of a game.
I also believe, we'll get to it when we're done with this, but I also have a feeling about the where the Super Bowl champ, what division that's going to come from, because it's kind of different than what the current odds are.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get to that
Check
when we're
that
done
out.
with these other 2 games of my pretty face.
All right, Philly will host the game next week. I think that's the first game on the docket. I think Kansas City gets the evening game on Sunday, if I'm right.
All right.
We'll pick those games on Friday, though, by the way.
That's right. Stay tuned because they're free.
They are free. Just like this one.
Yeah.
Cincinnati and Buffalo, 27-10. The
look at
Bengals
that.
upset the Buffalo Bills.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Jay Burrow.
Yeah, 242 and 2 tutties. No interceptions, which is key. Joe Mixon, first 100-yard game in like 2 months. I think he's only had 2 all year, and what a great time to do it here. 20 for 105 and a touchdown, and Chase, 5 for 61 and a TD. So Jamar Chase has morphed into more of that home run hitter, would get 3 balls for 120 and 2 touchdowns, and to more of a move the chains guy, which is great.
Yeah.
For them because it's working. And then on the other side of the equation, look at those numbers. I mean, 25 of 42 for Josh Allen. No touchdowns. When's the last time he's not thrown a touchdown pass?
Kind of shocked to see that he's there for rushing.
Well, that's a bad sign. When
Yes.
he's in 2 boxes as your leading candidate, that's not good.
He's running for his life.
And 8 for 26 ain't that great either if you're going to do that. 1 touchdown there. And then Dawson Knox, so no Stephon Diggs, no Gabriel Davis. Like, those guys should be in that last box. But 5 for 65 was your leading receiver if you're Buffalo. Just not a good game.
No.
Didn't look
Not
like
for Buffalo.
any adjustments at halftime either. Like,
Weather kind of sucked a little bit, too. Not bad, but kind of sucked. Shouldn't have affected anything that, I mean, Joe Burrow had no problem throwing the ball.
so
Maybe the running game because it was a little slick out there.
let me ask you this.
All right. See if I can answer.
We both picked Philly. I saw both our heads there.
Yeah.
Why ain't my head here? on
I picked
Cincinnati?
Cincy.
I know, you did.
Yeah.
I picked
so
Cincy.
apparently you didn't. You picked Buffalo.
I picked Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to throw the old challenge flag on this one, Tiger.
Well, you do have one left.
Yep. Drawing the challenge flag.
Oh boy.
Please hold here for that beautiful bean footage.
Don't be scared.
So meanwhile, while I'm doing this, you're watching us on YouTube. You can catch any of the previous 48 episodes of the Odds
That's right,
Brothers
because we're on
podcast.
podcast number 49.
We're on 49 right now, and I'm going to go back in time
All right.
and go into episode 48 to the Cincinnati pick because I could swear bejesus that I took Cincinnati here.
So these heads, that's what they represent of who picked them correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And then our graphics guy goes in, and then whoever
Our
picked
graphics guy.
it puts them in.
All right. I think I got it. Let's see what this beautiful bean footage entails here. This is from episode 48, folks.
Oh, is it?
Calm and brisk. That's the iced tea he drinks, not necessarily.
Oh, my bad.
Currently, right now, it's 36 with a mixture of rain and snow. Let's see, Sunday.
65.
Slight chance of snow before 11, then rain and snow. High of 36, south wind at 7.
So it's snowing.
really not too bad.
I must have got those numbers transposed.
Yeah.
It was
I think
35.
that's not the only thing.
I'm with you. I'm taking Cincinnati, but I am going over.
Whoa! Wait a minute.
Oh.
Where was that at? What mark was that? 39-16? Can we?
Well, we'll get after that graphics guy to get that corrected.
Of course, it was postponed and then ultimately canceled.
Yeah. You lost it.
We're going to get it this time. We're going to get this game in, I'm sure.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right. Well,
you
there
lost
it is.
it. Yes.
Cincinnati challenge. The ruling on the field or the graphics of a Shane non-Cincinnati pick is overturned.
Darn graphics guy. We'll get on him.
Damn. Move on.
What about that
All
one?
right, now this
Yeah,
one, I know.
it's right. Hey, before we get going on this game, since we're on the other episode, I said Dallas would score 1 touchdown and only 1 field goal. Oh, how I just missed it because they scored a second field goal. Yeah, that's right. I said it.
Yeah, we don't want to delay the show anymore for frap. It ain't going to matter
Yeah, that's
in
right.
the overall pick of the game, but yeah.
Oh, by the way, 2 episodes prior, I said Dallas would win against Tampa and lose whoever they played next.
Those picks are free.
Yeah, look at that. Yes, thank you.
Hey, can you, I was going to say, put up the graphic of the year to date?
Yeah, we can.
How much food you gave away?
I did. It's right here. It's a 2-for-1 Especial.
19-12. Dak throws 2 picks. Well,
That's
that
his
was
norm.
That's his
Oh.
over-under.
He almost threw a third, so I was really hoping for the over.
Ezekiel Elliott, nothing. Pollard,
No.
Pollard getting hurt right before halftime did not help things at all because at that point you had CeeDee Lamb versus Debo and they were canceling each other out, and you had Tony Pollard against McCaffrey. They were canceling each other out. Then you get down to just one guy and a slow Zeke in the backfield.
Now, I will say this for the Dallas fans out there before they start punching more TVs and putting them up on Facebook, that had Pollard played, this too would have been a different looking game. I still think San Fran would have won, but it would. Man, I think it might have came down to overtime and San Fran win by a field goal.
I mean, I knew it was going to be close either way. I just thought that 4.5 or 4 that San Francisco was favored by was probably within that field goal either way, and it just didn't turn out that way at the end. Dak, you go 37 attempts for 206. Lets you know that wasn't a great day. CeeDee Lamb, though, almost all of it went to him, 10 for 117. Now, on the other side, Brock Purdy, we've talked about it. He played mistake-free. And that's what you got to do, especially in any NFL game, but especially in the playoff games. Well, you say under pressure, that's not great. 19 and 29 for 214 ain't tearing anything up. He was doing a lot more damage with touchdown passes in earlier games than his 9 or 10 win streak.
There's a significant difference there, though. Under pressure, no picks. He was smart enough to throw that ball away, unlike somebody else on the other side there.
Yeah. I mean, to some degree, that's right.
Whoa. What happened there?
And when he goes.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So, long story short, there was a great debate, and we'll see where you're at now. San Francisco. 19 points. They didn't look necessarily great on offense against the Dallas defense. Now, you would say that Philadelphia's defense is better than Dallas's?
Yes. Are we going to go there now?
Well, I'm just saying. And then San Francisco's got to go on the road. So this will be Brock Purdy's first big road test. And you're a Purdy fan, so I'll just initially, you don't have to pick the game, but
I can't because I don't know what the line is.
Figures in. Well, let's just say the last I saw was Philadelphia was favored by 3. So basically, their home field advantage is what they're favored by.
I think if Philadelphia watches this game, that San Francisco against Dallas, if they watch that game, how did most of Purdy's pass completions to Kittle come to? In between the hashes, across the middle. They cover that up, and I think Philly wins.
Yes, so if you look, and this is the thing that frustrated me the most, if you're Dallas, or a Dallas fan, if you will, you have tape on all this. So there was some sort of stat analysis done on one of those shows that said that Brock Purdy threw over 2/3 of his passes in the middle of the field and under 15 yards.
Yeah.
That's where he's done his most damage. That's where he's been the most efficient whatsoever.
I mean, look at Kittle's
and look
receiver.
where most of their damn passes were completed in this day. In the middle, within 15 yards of the line of scrimmage.
If it's so bad that the commentators are commenting on it, of where he's going with the ball, holy cow, how can you be a defensive coordinator and not figure it out?
I know. And it just, to me, it frustrates me on that end. And then Dak, you can't. You gave San Francisco 3-0 lead right off the bat by throwing your pick in your end of the field. Then you had at least a field goal, most likely, before halftime, which would have put you in the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even a touchdown. Mm-hmm. And you throw a pass that should not have ever went anywhere near CeeDee Lamb. He was double covered, and it should have been picked by the first guy, but it was definitely picked by the second guy. And you not only didn't get any points on it, they went down there and got a field goal at the end to take the lead.
Yeah.
And you saw the final result, 7 points. Well, that was a 6-point swing right there. Dallas got the ball to start the second half.
Now, how do you feel about your kicker?
I think he did okay.
You think that first one that was blocked, you think he was making it?
I don't know. I would have loved to seen that because if you're going to get it blocked, you were low anyway, and it looked like kind of a knuckleballer. So
yeah, it looked wide left.
But at least that tells you as Dallas what you got to do the rest of the game. It turned out that he ended up kicking the 2 field goals, and they were pretty much down the middle. I mean, There wasn't any holding your breath. So I think he ended up getting right, but it's just when it comes down to key situations, Dak is not his best. Yeah, this is the only year he's thrown that many picks, all that. I get it. But
is he number 1 in picks now for the season?
He was. Yeah. And he only played 12 games. He missed 5.
See, he got a record there.
it just seems to me like every time he threw the 2 picks, like the last 4 games of the year when he threw interceptions. Oh, you ain't going to see that next week. I know I got to get better. I know that's going to stop. And it keeps going. Then at Tampa, he blows the doors off. You don't make any mention of it. And then in this game, same thing.
You
in
know
the
where
press
he gets that from, right?
Bullshitters are us.
Nope. The owner.
Yeah. Well, you can tell.
Right.
You can tell he was trying to hold it in too. He knew. He knows, and I don't know that he gets any better. Can you win a Super Bowl with Dak? I think you can if the rest of the supporting cast is good, but if you got to rely on him to throw you into a Super Bowl, I don't think so.
Where can they get the money next year to improve?
Where are you going to lose people? Some people. Zeke's bye-bye, unless he comes back on a renegotiated, much lower deal. They need, now that Pollard broke his leg, I don't know if he's worth investing in either. Because once again, you can get fast running backs a dime a dozen in the college ranks in the draft. It's been proven. You can get a bunch of those dudes.
Mm-hmm.
But if he can come back healthy and be who he was, I think you concentrate on Pollard. Noah Brown, you can let go. He's been decent. You can find another 3rd, 4th wide receiver. And then you gotta look ahead. You got to be able to sign Micah Parsons. You got to be able to sign C.D. Lamb, and they're coming up next. Not this next season, but the season after that. I don't know. Offensive line's aging.
Yeah.
It's hard. As a Cowboys fan, the last thing I'll say in this game. It is hard. A guy, Ryan Clark, who played for the Steelers all those years as a analyst on ESPN and other places, he was going toe-to-toe with Steven, thinking that making the playoffs is easy in the NFL, one. Making it to an NFC championship is easy because he kept claiming Stephen A. Smith about it's been 30 years and they haven't even been to an NFC damn championship game. And he's like, how easy do you think that is? And then to get to a Super Bowl and then outright win a Super Bowl, outright win it, how easy do you think that is? Only 2 teams every year out of 32 professional teams get to do that. And then to me, I got to sit there and reset myself. I know Cowboy fans, we've been so long, and we had that period where we won 3 out of 4, or they did. I shouldn't say we, like I was on the team. But I got to celebrate in those. Not easy. It's not easy. Cincinnati looked like death warmed over the first 4 games. They're back in as a repeater, but nobody thought that was going to be the case either.
San
Francisco's been to 3 out of 4 NFC championship games, but they haven't been to a Super Bowl since the 80s.
Yeah. And I don't think they'll make it this year.
Steve Young era, I believe. So it's not easy to get to these places, and when you do, you get such a short window to try to take advantage of it, because then once you're a Super Bowl winning team, people want to get paid. The receivers that caught the balls and the touchdowns, the running backs that went in, they all want paid.
Was that all before the salary caps, though, wasn't it? Back in those eras? In the 80s and 90s?
Yeah. No, you're right. You were able to keep super teams together a whole lot longer back in those days.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Not the case anymore, especially if your quarterback's going to hog money, Aaron Rodgers. Dak's $40 million deal that he got a year for 5 years, that's going to look puny in about 2 or 3 more years because Justin Herbert's going to get 50-some million. He's going to be a relatively cheap quarterback here, not next season, but the season after that and the final one.
If he's playing like that, he should be.
Remember Brock Osweiler got $60 million over he was a career backup quarterback, and Denver paid him.
Yeah.
He got shipped around.
Well, Denver's different.
Yeah. But in any case, we can go over all that anyway. Dallas,
Yes.
I guess they can go on vacation now.
Yes.
San Francisco's going to play at Philly in the early game, and then you got Bengals at the Chiefs for the Sunday night game. We'll get both of those games in some detail, even take some prop bets to the house for you on our Odds Brothers podcast on Friday.
All right.
All right, Kevin, you can go back to the 2-shot for a second. Because I think outside of that and my challenge that I won.
Yeah, it's great. You're out of challenges now, sir.
No. If you're successful on a challenge, you get that challenge back.
Oh, okay.
Still got one in the pocket, Tiger. And we will go from there.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, we do have one thing to remind you about as we're getting closer to Super Bowl. The lines at the kiosks get long, the retail counters get long, all that stuff.
Yes, they do.
signing up for a mobile account is actually the best way to go, I think, in that situation, Mark.
Unless you like standing in lines, you are right. This is the best way to go.
Right. Nick still not out of his stupor from the Philadelphia win, that he's still offering this is incredible. Basically, you can thief some cash from him here.
That's right. $250 worth of cash in free bets. So it's kind of cash?
Yeah, risk-free first bet.
That's right, risk-free first bet. So download the app in Arkansas or Tennessee. Make a minimum bet of $10 up to $250. If your first bet settles as a loss, you'll get that bet back in a free bet. So let's say you bet $50 on the Cowboys to win this past weekend, and you would have been a loser on the money line. You turn around and get that back in a free bet. And you can bet that on San Francisco this week and be a loser again, and then you're done.
That's it. Oh, I guess we already got a pick in the house, huh?
We don't know the spread. We don't have the official spread yet. So what I tell folks is make that $250 offer here and then slide on over to Tennessee and take some more Nick's money over in Tennessee. That's $500 shamoles.
That is.
And then if you just happen to be traveling through Ohio, I'll put a shameless plug in for MVG Bet. Also by GameWise, which is owned by Betley. Make that $250 bet just like you do right over here in Arkansas, Tennessee.
So if you want to do a lot of driving, that's $750 in risk-free first bets you could potentially get into.
All Nick's money.
All of Nick's money.
Yeah, I didn't update that.
Something tells me he's going to get pretty silly this coming Sunday.
Probably right.
And that only means one thing.
We'll find out Thursday, I think.
I'm going to have to be the biggest closet 49ers fan of all time.
You're going to pick Purdy over the Eagles?
I'm picking the 49ers. Well, let's put it this way.
No matter what the spread.
I'm rooting for the 49ers. No, not no matter what the spread.
Oh.
We'll see what it is. Let's say it's a field goal.
All right.
You take Philly.
Yes.
If it's 6, you taking Philly.
Yes.
Is it 7.5? Are you taking Philly?
Yes.
If it's 10.
That's when things tighten up.
Yep. So you expect it to be a relatively close game then, a good game. If 10,
If you consider 10 to be close, then 10's the number. 10's the number where I had to put my thinking cap on, ball.
Okay. On the opposite side, Kansas City and Bengals.
Oh, now that's a tough one.
Kansas City 3.
I'm going to have to read the injury report on Mahomes and see how much practice he did this week.
Okay. And let's just say he'll play but not healthy. Like he's limited in movement, but he's going to play.
And Kansas City?
Yep.
Gets the points. Favored.
You think the Bengals are favored? Let me tell you right now.
I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
Kansas City -1. Right now, which is basically a place marker.
Yeah, so I'm taking Cincy at that spread.
At a pick'em game. All right,
Yep.
So really, Cincinnati's got to give how many points before you go to Kansas City?
3.5 is going to make me think.
Okay. Yeah, well, no, that's about where I'm at, too.
Yep.
I like the Bengals.
Now, as we're on these odds, let's talk about the one odd that's sitting out there right now. You can bet AFC winning the Super Bowl or NFC team winning the Super Bowl. Currently, the NFC teams are even, and I think the Super Bowl winner is going to come from one of the NFC teams.
Is it because of the defense?
It's because of the defense, and if it's the Eagles, they have a powerful quarterback who's going to do anything he can to go through that entire game. Because if he gets hurt, well, he's got all season to get better.
So initially, when we get into Super Bowls, I look for quarterbacks. Joe Burrow versus Brock Purdy. Joe Burrow versus Jalen Hurts. I'm picking Joe Burrow over both of those guys because he's been there.
What? The defense
Mahomes
plays a piece of that.
I know, but that's just Patrick Mahomes versus Brock Purdy, or Patrick Mahomes versus Jalen Hurts. Who are you taking?
I don't look at it that way.
I do. So you just look at defenses?
I look at defense against the quarterback.
All right, so the Bengals held Josh Allen to 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo, they've been averaging 28 a game.
Okay.
So let's just say it's the Bengals versus the Eagles, because I think that's where you're leaning, based on what we talked about.
Right. Yeah.
Bengals versus Eagles early look, you would say, forget point spread, just flat out money line.
Eagles.
You would take the Eagles in that case.
Yeah.
Game on. I'm taking the Bengals because they about beat the Rams last year, and I think experience is going to help a lot in this. in Super Bowls. I really do.
They are not facing the Rams defense when they face the Eagles defense. The Eagles defense are just going to swarm. They're going to force them to run, and then you're going to see a little reminiscence of what Dak did. Let me see that's it. See what I can do. Can I throw a couple interceptions? Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow. You got altitude sickness or?
No, I'm good.
Being in those planes? Well, let's see what happens
All right.
first, right?
Are we going to put a side wager on this? So if the Eagles win the Super Bowl.
Yep. What is it?
You sing the song. I'll pull that archive out right here on the podcast.
So not just make it. They got to win the Super Bowl.
Win the Super Bowl. They're going to make the Super Bowl. It's just win the Super Bowl.
Deal.
Oh.
But now. In between
I'm not wearing Dallas gear. Dallas is out.
No. And I'm not even going to ask you to wear either a Kansas City or Bengals thing because that's not embarrassing. I got to find something that you would not ever do. But if Philly does not win the Super Bowl, you've got to do. So I got a week or so to think about this. Because I got to get it in by Friday in case they don't even get out of the damn NFC Championship
I was going to
game.
say a week ago, so a week or so, that means you think they're winning the championship game.
They're home, and it is Brock Purdy. So I do lean toward Philly.
What's it going to take for you to get off of Philly? How many points?
More than a touchdown. More than 7.5.
At 7.5, you start going the other way?
I do.
Right. Gotcha. I'm at 10 on that.
I think Brock Purdy on the road, that's tough for me to trust a rookie quarterback in an environment like that against the defense, like you mentioned.
Yes.
I'm not throwing any shade at their defense. Their defense is legit. Their offense is legit. But Jalen Hurts hasn't been here yet either. But I do like the home field advantage in these huge games like this. Whether it's a call, a non-call, something happens.
And that's good that they're at home because that way you can listen to the chant and try to figure out how the song goes. And if you have any trouble, you can always call Nick.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll try to put him in via Microsoft Teams or something.
You can harmonize together.
Maybe, yeah. Hey, fly, eagles fly.
Look at that. I'm impressed you know that much of it.
Into the dumpster. All right, I think we've had enough of that. We'll get into a lot more on Friday's show, everybody.
Oh, this ought to be fun.
Also, because we're going into it, for those that like the basketball, top 25, especially in college, and the NBA in general, we're going to start having the picks on those.
All right.
And we'll get into that as Friday as well. So the two NFL games, for the conference championships, and then we'll turn around and we'll get into some NBA and the college basketball. Action. Yep.
Yeah.
You ready for that?
I'm ready, I guess.
All right.
As long as we get to talk about Nebraska basketball, I'm good.
They'll automatically be in every chance we get it. Yep, just like the football one. 'Cause we know we have a Cornhusker fan that listens to this broadcast.
Oh, bless his heart.
I know.
Hope he's doing okay.
Can't help everybody in this world. Just those that are open-minded.
We'll send him a shirt.
We'll send him a shirt. All right, though. Congratulations. We're going to give a shout-out anyway. We got our first. We're becoming so big. You mentioned 20-something subscribers and tens and tens of views and all that. We finally got a show producer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not
Does he do the
slapping around on
graphics
buttons
too?
anymore. Yeah, well, he doesn't make the graphics, but he puts them up on the screen for us.
That's right. That's right. You don't know where to go. That's right.
There we go. Damn. That guy right there does the graphics, usually. Or I make them up.
Yeah.
He
Put
puts
the wrong
heads
head
on
on
them.
it.
Yeah, he puts the heads on them.
Oh, dang.
And we go from there. But Kevin Lighty, thanks for producing today's show.
Yes, sir.
That'll get you hardly anywhere in life, but at least we got some credit for him.
Oh, that's good.
You got anything else before we go?
I don't.
All right, Kevin, if you're ready with that ending footage, kick it.
Thank you for listening to the Odds Brothers Podcast.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Presented by the Bentley Sportsbook. Place your sports bets here from inside Southland Casino or from anywhere in Arkansas at southland.betly.com.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, that dang old internet, man, you just go on there and point and click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
Be sure to follow the Odds Brothers podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google, and YouTube. Keep in mind, in Arkansas, you must be 21 or older and located in Arkansas to bet. Please play responsibly. For help quitting, call 1-800-522-4700.